What's going on, everyone? I am your keeper of truth, and today I'm going to be going over my 2021 AEW Revolution pay-per-view predictions. And guess what, everyone? Today is a very special day because this is my first time covering an AEW pay-per-view on YouTube, baby! We are just one day away from AEW's Revolution on March 7th, and I can't tell you guys how excited I am for this event. It is a breath of fresh air to actually feel hyped up for a show, to actually feel excited for a show. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and it seems like there could be a couple of surprises headed our way. With that being said, let's hop right into these predictions here. Coming up first on the AEW Revolution buy-in, we have Thunder Rosa and Riho taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Reba. One thing to note here is that they did mention that Reba may not be cleared to wrestle on this, and if that is the case, then Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, will have to find a replacement for her. And boy, let me tell you something, brother. I have the perfect replacement here for Reba. You ready for this? Are you sure you're ready? Are you sitting down for this one? Hear me out, okay? Deonna Purrazzo. Impact Knockouts Women's Champion, Deonna Purrazzo. I think she would be a perfect fit in this match here. She is really good friends with Britt Baker. I think that is a recipe for success here. We have the AEW and the Impact partnership coming into play once again. And what a perfect thing to put on your buy-in. This is free for everyone. This is the perfect way to hype everyone up for this pay-per-view event. This is the perfect way to get people to pay for this pay-per-view as well. It's the perfect recipe right here. So for this match, I really think I would have Britt Baker go over, especially if it's with Deonna Purrazzo here. This could also be a way to kind of give Impact some big ups here, you know. Kenny Omega's probably going to be taking their world championship, so only right to give them a couple of wins in return. That is the only match we're going to have on the buy-in. Next up, we have the actual AEW Revolution pay-per-view, and I believe the match that's going to be starting off the show is the Young Bucks defending their AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Inner Circle's Chris Jericho and MJF. For this one, I have a couple of different outcomes that I think could possibly happen. But overall, I really think that the Young Bucks should be retaining their AEW World Tag Team Championships here. I feel like it's still too early for them to lose them, and I still feel like there's a lot of other stuff that they can do with them. They can go head-to-head with the Good Brothers from Impact, or even with the New Japan Pro Wrestling deal. Maybe we could see the Guerrillas of Destiny make their way to AEW as well, and I think that the Young Bucks should be holding on to the titles for that. So that's going to be my actual prediction for this match, but I do think that there's another interesting outcome to explore, and that is with the Inner Circle. We just saw Sammy Guevara leave the Inner Circle, and it kind of almost seems like Santana and Ortiz are kind of on the edge of leaving as well. So what you could do here is have Chris Jericho and MJF become the new AEW World Tag Team Champions, and then later in the show during the Casino Battle Royale, you could have Santana and Ortiz win those. They would be granted a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Then you would have yourself a good old-fashioned Inner Circle versus Inner Circle match for the Tag Team Championships, and you could put an even bigger wedge between them and maybe even send Santana and Ortiz over that limit to leave the Inner Circle. I think that would be a very, very interesting thing to explore as well. There are a lot of tag team matches featured on the AEW Revolution pay-per-view, so it's only right that we continue on and get into another tag team match. This one here is Miro and Kip Sabian taking on Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Now, I know a lot of people aren't really interested in this feud. They really haven't connected with what Miro has done in AEW, and I can totally understand that. I've enjoyed it for what it is. I like seeing the comedic side of Miro, and I like seeing the beast side of him as well. It's kind of fun to have him as a more multi-dimensional character rather than just some Bulgarian beast that's always the villain. But for me, this one is pretty easy. I would have Miro and Kip Sabian going over. I would have Miro continue to be that dominant wrestler that he is, while also being fun. But then, you know, I would really have this start to be the end of Miro and Kip Sabian. I think that time might finally be coming where they can actually find something important for Miro to do. So whether they win or lose this, I would start to have some problems going on here with Miro and Kip Sabian. And eventually, obviously, it would lead to that Miro and Kip Sabian match where he would destroy Kip Sabian and then continue on to be more of a beast and more of a beast until he can eventually, you know, maybe win a TNT championship or hold him off long enough to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, because we all know that at some point, sometime, Miro is going to be the AEW World Champion, and I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait. Next up on the list, we have ourselves a big money match. This will see Big Money Matt Hardy taking on Hangman Adam Page, and the loser of this match will have to give their entire Q1 earnings in 2021 to the winner of this match. Now, this is a pretty interesting match stipulation here, but we do have Matt Hardy, who is playing the Big Money Matt Hardy role here. He's a heel currently, and he's working with the Tag Team Private Party, and also TH2 is kind of also under his wing as well at the moment. So one of the things that I would have for this one, if I were Booker Man, I would have Matt Hardy get the win over Hangman Adam Page, and I would have him do it in a heel way, a distraction, hitting him with a weapon or anything like that, just to get Matt Hardy the win so that he's cheating to win. And I would do this because this would send Hangman Adam Page into a deeper depression than he already was in before. This would dig him deeper into being with the Dark Order and all of that stuff. You could play on all of that. They've done very, very well with Hangman kind of being in a limbo. You know, he's not able to win those big matches. He lost to Kenny Omega. Now, you know, his former tag team partner is the face of the company. He's the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. He's going cross promotional, doing other things and all of that. And Hangman Adam Page is kind of doing nothing at the moment. So I would play on that more and more and more. And you're just kind of inherently building this Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega feud. I've said this a million times, and I will continue to say it over and over and over again until it actually happens. I am a firm believer that Adam Page is going to be the first person to kick out of Kenny Omega's one-winged angel. And I also believe he's going to be the person to dethrone him and win that AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So I think this would be a very interesting way to drag that out. We know that Kenny is going to have probably a pretty long reign as champion. So anything we could do to drag that out and kind of build the feud up in the background, I think would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. I am really looking forward to this next match, if you will. It really seems like it's going to be a Royal Rumble for tag teams. And if you know me, you know that I love Royal Rumbles. So all I have to say about this next one is that it's probably going to be such good shit. We're going to be seeing 18, I believe 18 tag teams here in this Casino Tag Team Battle Royal here. The winners will get themselves a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championships at a future date. Now, I hope you guys are ready, because I'm going to be naming off every single tag team that is going to be involved in this match, starting with Bear Country. The Dark Order being Alex Reynolds and John Silver. The Dark Order again being Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. The Inner Circles, Santana and Ortiz. The Butcher, The Blade, Private Party, Top Flight, Death Triangle, Varsity Blondes, the Sydal Brothers, SoCal Uncensored being Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels, the Natural Nightmares, Chaos Project, Gun Club, which is Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn, the Dark Order again, but this time being Alan Angels and Preston Vance, who is 10, the Pretty Picture, who is Pretty Peter Avalon and Caesar Bononi, and also Jurassic Express being Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. It also says that there is another team to be announced. Now, this could be the Good Brothers. This could be the Gorillas of Destiny. This could be some other team from Impact or something like that. I have no clue, but man, I really got to tell you, I am really, really, really excited for this one. And I think I have two solid choices to win this one. I can't narrow it down to one, so I was able to narrow it down to two. I would really go with the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver for one of my picks. They are incredible as a team. You know, they've really, really blown up. They've become very popular. They work so well together as well. The Young Bucks versus Alex Reynolds and John Silver, again, would be amazing. So I would love to see that one. But more importantly, I think this is the real one. I think this is the real option here. The Inner Circle's Santana and Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz are fantastic, and they've been sitting by the wayside for so long, just being tied up in all of this Inner Circle stuff. And I would just love to see them finally separate, go their own ways. And I really think that the rumor of them being paired up with Thea Trinidad, formerly known as Zelina Vega, in WWE, I think would be perfect. And I think it would take them to another level. And I think them as the AEW World Tag Team Champions with Thea Trinidad by their side, that is unstoppable right there. I really hope it happens. And I pray to Father Rollins that that is one of the surprises for the night. I would love to see Thea Trinidad appear on AEW television at Revolution. That would be absolutely incredible. Next up, we have the Face of the Revolution ladder match. The winner of this match will get a shot at Darby Allin and his TNT Championship the upcoming Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. In this match, we have Penta, Lance Archer, Cody Rhodes, Max Caster, Scorpio Sky, and another mystery person. Another mystery person. There's lots of speculation on this one. And you know, I think it might not be anyone too crazy. I really want to go with it just being Sammy Guevara returning since leaving the Inner Circle and being a face. But another part of me really, really, really wants to see Ethan Page sign a contract and debut at AEW Revolution. I think this would be absolutely incredible. Ethan Page rules. The work that he did in Impact in the tag team division with the North, the stuff that he did with Karate Man and his transformation and all of that stuff is nothing short of incredible. So I would love to see him be the person to make their debut this Sunday. And you know, with that being said, I think no matter what, the mystery person is going to be the person that wins. I think no matter how the cards are dealt, I think that person is going to be the one to win and challenge Darby Allin for the TNT Championship this following Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. You'll have to let me know down in the comments who you guys think this is going to be, because I'm very excited about it. I've seen a couple of other ones as well that I think that aren't so likely. One of them being Shaq. You know, we saw Shaq teaming up with Jade Cargill to take on Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet last week on AEW Dynamite. And once Shaq was put into the ambulance, he just kind of magically disappeared here. So I've seen a lot of people say that he might show up in this and more so just kind of cause Cody the match there, leading to a feud between them or something like that. I really don't think that's the case, and I don't think that AEW would do something like that. It really just kind of feels like a wasted opportunity, you know, and I can't really see AEW doing that at this point in time. They handle most of the things that they do pretty well. And, you know, I was fully ready to hate on all of this Shaq stuff and this Jade Cargill stuff, but they really managed to do a really good job with it. And I think that everyone was honestly really impressed with the outcome. So I don't really see that happening here. So I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed and hope that Ethan Page makes his AEW debut here at Revolution and wins this Face of the Revolution ladder match. I think that would be the best way to go. Next up, we have another big match here for the card. This time we have Hikaru Shida defending her AEW Women's World Championship against the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. Whew, that is a mouthful. Winner, Riho Mizunami. Now, for me, I didn't pay very close attention to the Eliminator Tournament. There was a lot going on with it, and they were on days where I didn't have extra time to watch wrestling. but hopefully this should be a really good one. I'm very happy that it's not Nyla Rose in this end position here to get the championship shot. But man, I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I really wanted to see Dr. Britt Baker, DMD in this position, or even Thunder Rosa. I think one of those two should really be the one to knock off Hikaru Shida. But with that being said, I think this one is very obvious. There's no way that Hikaru Shida is going to be losing her AEW Women's World Championship to Ryo Mizunami. She's not signed with the company or anything, so I think all of this was just kind of filler. I think that Hikaru Shida was probably stuck over in Japan. That's why they did all of this tournament. Kenny Omega did let everyone know that Hikaru Shida was the one to put this entire tournament together as well. So it looks like she just wanted herself a match against Ryo Mizunami as well. No problem with that. Shida has had a pretty long reign with her AEW Women's World Championship, so after this, I would like to see her actually be featured more on AEW Dynamite. I'd like to see her in a good storyline, and I think at this point, I would really like to see the next person that challenges her. I would really like for them to take the AEW Women's World Championship off of her. And if I had to tell you who I think that should be off the top of my head, I really, really, really think it should be Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. 100%. This next one is definitely one of the bigger matches for tonight, so I'm sure a lot of you are really going to be paying close attention to this one. Sting finally returns to the ring this Sunday for AEW Revolution, and this match right here is going to be a tag team street fight where we will see Brian Cage and Ricky Starks team up to take on Sting and the TNT champion Darby Allin. So what we know from this match is that it's supposed to be recorded. I don't think that it's supposed to be cinematic in any way. It is just supposed to be recorded. So hopefully that means we're going to get a really high quality match here. I'm very, very interested in seeing what Sting is and isn't able to do at this point. We really don't know what's going to happen with him after this. And if I had to guess, I would say that Sting and Darby Allin are going to be the ones to win this. I don't really see why you wouldn't have that be the case, especially since Darby Allin is going to be forced to defend his TNT championship the following Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. I would keep him looking as strong as possible. And to be honest, this feud has tied him up for a very, very long time. So his reign as TNT champion hasn't been nearly as important as it should be. So like I said, I would continue to have Darby Allin booked very strong. The more important thing here after this is what happens to everyone else. What happens with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks? Where do they go? What do they do next? And what happens to Sting? We are all dying to know if Sting is going to be featured regularly after this. Is he going to go after Darby Allin and the TNT Championship? Is he going to wrestle someone else? Is he going to be a mentor for Darby? Are Darby and Sting going to become a tag team? I want answers now. I can't wait to see what Sting is going to do going forward. I really can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's finally that time, the moment you've all been waiting for. It is time for the main event match of the night, which is an exploding barbed wire death match. Kenny Omega defending his AEW World Championship against Jon Moxley. This match is going to be absolutely insane, and I don't think that there's anything else that you can say about it. Absolutely insane. And actually, just a couple of hours ago, Kenny Omega took to Twitter to post a picture of how the ring is going to work and how all the traps are going to be laid out as well. He said the rules for the match are the following: 3 sides of the ring ropes are wrapped in barbed wire. Contact with barbed wire triggers explosives on each corresponding side. Then he calls this other thing a triple hell, which is 3 zones on the floor wired to explosives. There will be a 30-minute countdown timer until all explosives in and around the ring detonate. What? This match is going to be absolutely insane. Like I said before, I cannot wait to see this. I have absolutely no clue what to expect from this, to be honest with you. All that I know is that I have Kenny Omega retaining his AEW World Championship in this match. I'm sure that him and Jon Moxley are going to put each other through hell like they have before. Their lights out match that they had a while back is easily one of my favorites. That match was also incredibly insane, and there were a bunch of huge moments from that, so I can only expect the same from here. And the only thing that I'm not quite certain about as well is, what do we see afterwards? What's going to happen after this match? Is Kenny Omega just going to retain his championship and cripple himself off into the sunset here with his AEW World Championship, or is someone else going to show up? We have a laundry list of people that could really show up here and be very, very, very effective going forward. Rich Swann would be probably the best choice, since I think that him and Kenny Omega are going to have a match at one of the upcoming Impact events, and I believe that will be a title versus title match. So he would be a very likely suspect for this. You could also go with Okada. Kazuchika Okada being in AEW would be crazy, but is it too early? Is it too early for that? Another one that is a possibility that is probably way too early as well is Koda Ibushi. I think it's eventually going to happen. Kenny Omega versus Koda Ibushi, title versus title. It's going to be incredible and it's going to be insane. The only question here, though, is it too early? Is it too early to do any of those things? I would probably say yes for Kazuchika Okada and Koda Ibushi, but I wouldn't say yes for Rich Swann. I think that Rich Swann is probably the likely one to do it, and it makes most sense. But also, would you want to put Kenny Omega through that after going through such an insane match? An exploding barbed wire death match. I still can't believe that this is actually going to happen this Sunday. It just seems so far-fetched, like so out of this world to happen on US TV and in AEW. I'm very excited. And like I said, I have Kenny Omega going over here. So very excited to see what they're able to do with this one. Now, did you really think that I would get out of here before talking about the huge announcement that Paul White made last week on AEW Dynamite? He says that he has a major signing that is going to take place this Sunday at AEW Revolution. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see there are a lot of options. There are a lot of speculations currently. Of course, the number one on top of everyone's minds is CM Punk. No, I do not think that CM Punk is going to be returning. And to be honest, no, I don't ever think that CM Punk is going to be returning. Some of the other ones include Mark Henry, Brock Lesnar, which would be incredible, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. Kurt Angle is one of them. And I really don't think that Kurt Angle would fit in with what AEW is doing currently. Some other people have mentioned Bret Hart, but Tony Khan specifically said that this person was going to be wrestling, and Paul White also mentioned that this person has a Hall of Fame worthy career. And that gives me one person that stands out amongst everyone else, and that is Christian. It was rumored a while ago that Christian might have been cleared and ready to return to the ring. A lot of people thought that he was going to return to WWE and in some way, shape, or form end up challenging Big E for the Intercontinental Championship, maybe reunite with Edge and have another little tag team run. That all would have been great. And it all seemed like it was all coming to fruition until it didn't. And now there's no more news about it. I believe at this point there is no confirmation that Christian has any sort of deal with WWE. They did find out that he had a deal with Fox, I believe, but even that was kind of in question. So Christian, to me, fits the bill perfectly. So that's who I'm going to go with for this. Although I will tell you, for a dream moment, man, I would really, really love to see bearded Brock Lesnar make a debut in AEW. That would be incredible to me. Brock Lesnar, you know, he gets a lot of hate for when WWE was trying to put over Roman Reigns and they were just calling him a part-timer and yada, yada, yada. But you can't deny that when the man shows up and the man wants to work, he can work. There is no denying that. So bearded Brock Lesnar coming to AEW and butting heads with some of the greatest like Kenny Omega and stuff like that would be absolutely incredible. All dreams aside though, I'm still sticking with Christian. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for my 2021 AEW Revolution predictions video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around all the way to the end. I know this video was a little bit longer than some other ones. I think we're somewhere around 25 minutes, but thank you guys for tuning in, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. I can't thank you guys enough for everything that we've accomplished in just 3 short months. We've got monetization now and everything. We passed 1,000 subscribers. It's absolutely amazing. And just so you guys know, if you didn't tune into the post show for Friday Night SmackDown, I actually unlocked memberships as well. So now you can actually pay to be a member of the channel and get exclusive benefits that other people don't, such as emojis, icons, videos before other people get them, and all sorts of stuff like that. So I want to get together with you guys and come up with a really, really cool plan for all of that and things that you guys would actually want to see. I really want to do some retro reviews of maybe some Raw, SmackDowns, WCWs, maybe even ECW or something like that. Pay-per-views as well, I think would be a lot of fun. And I also really want to do some watch-alongs as well. I really think it would be fun to do that with you guys, and I am really itching to watch All In once again. So I would love for that to be a part of it as well. So let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see for that as well, and then I can get it all set up and we can go from there. But anyways, once again, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. I greatly appreciate it. Please make sure to leave your predictions down below in the comments. I will be going through them all day on Saturday and replying to all of them. I really like interacting with you guys that way. I think it's a lot of fun. Also, before you head out, if you're not already subscribed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, please make sure to hit that like button as well. And I will see you all 100% on Sunday for the AEW Revolution post show. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you then. Peace.